So A Quiet Place Day One is the second feature film from director Michael Sarnowski, who is renowned for making the Nicolas Cage film Pig, and now really ramps up the budget and just the level of film he's making with A Quiet Place Day One, which I think is just as good as Pig for very different reasons. This is a film that is all about human connection, the just willingness to survive, the drive and need that we have to survive, really under any type of circumstances that we might be in, and also just this scenario where it's in New York City, a place that has just been culminated for the human experience. It is a human habitat, you could say, and all of a sudden, we humans become prey in this film, and you witness that happen like that, and you see how they react, and just that change in how you act when you are prey versus the predator, and also watching the predators immediately steal your habitat from you and make it theirs, because New York, by the end of the film, within 3 days, is unrecognizable to what it looks like, you know, right now in real time. And I think that that just says a lot in terms of the writing of this film, in terms of the production design, in terms of the directing. I think all of that is so successful here. And although the city is a really strong contrast to the rural American settings of the first and second Quiet Place films, I do think it's perfect for a Quiet Place movie. There's so much that can go wrong in the city. There's just so much loudness in the city. And with all those factors, and then also all the people there, it makes a really interesting film when you blend it with that Quiet Place formula and those monsters. And they're able to create some just insane tension here. The tension in this movie just carries on for scene after scene after scene sometimes, and it drove me crazy in such a good way. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen, and I could tell a lot of the people in my theater around me, the first act didn't fully have them, but once, you know, things really started to unfold, all of a sudden you could tell that most people in my theater just fully locked in, and you got that Quiet Place experience where everybody was just trying to be as quiet as possible, and it was great. I haven't seen a Quiet Place movie in a theater before, so I finally got to have that experience, and yeah, like what a treat. That was all aided by the pacing in this movie. The pacing was phenomenal. It's a 99-minute movie, and it doesn't feel like it overstays its welcome ever, nor does it ever feel like it understays its welcome. Nothing feels underbaked in this film. It was just a really well-developed movie. And what I also really appreciated is that usually what you expect from a prequel is for it to really focus on just developing the lore of the main story, which this film does do. Jimon Hunsu, I'm definitely butchering his name, is in this movie as a supporting character. He's not in too much of this film, but he does have a few scenes. One of those scenes is one of the best scenes in the movie. And you do see some of his character and some of that arc. And then you also get to learn a little bit more about the creatures, see their tactics, see a little behind the scenes type of a scene for the creatures. I don't want to give away that scene because it takes a second to realize where that scene is, and then when you do realize, it's like, oh my god, like, what's gonna happen? Oh my god, you know? And that was just a really affecting scene and one of the most tense scenes in the movie by far. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Instead, the real focus of this film is Lupita Nyong'o and her character's relationships with other people, with Alex Wolff's character, Joseph Quinn's character, the cat, Frodo, the cat. You know, I just love the name Frodo for a cat. It's great. And really, all of those performances are great. The chemistry between those characters is wonderful, including the cat. And there's just something about the kind of acting you need to do in a movie like this, where it's mostly facial expressions and eyes and body language conveying so much, and the smallest thing means so much more. There was one moment in this film where two characters just give each other a thumbs up, and that alone was just really powerful. And I feel like in most other films, a thumbs up would be like, okay, it's a thumbs up. But here it was more than that. And with that all being said, I'm gonna be giving A Quiet Place Day 1 4 stars, a really strong 4 stars. This is a really good blockbuster film, and I highly, highly recommend that you go and check this out and see it on as good of a sound system theater as you can, I would say. Like, try to go for a big screen, but if you have a Dolby near you that has a really big screen, rather than an IMAX, I think you might want to go with the Dolby instead, because the sound design here really does take precedent over the visuals, at least in my opinion. But anyways, what about all of you? What did you think of A Quiet Place Day 1? If you've already seen it, please let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions about the film, feel free to ask. I'd love to answer and help you out. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.